we are a bunch of young people who are trying to make this right. Like, we did a bungee jump. I mean, honestly, this is a once in a lifetime thing.
I'm not promoting Pinewood AI with bungee jumping. So I think it's really exciting, but it's just probably.
I'm just trying to think about what health and safety boxes you had to tick to get that food compliant.
A lot.
They sent them away. Health and safety went away that week.
Hello and welcome to Women in the Driving Seat, where we take the time to shine a spotlight on the wonderful women in automotive. This week, we're talking about marketing and AI, among other things. First, let's have a look at our guest's background. Kim Costello is the Global Chief Marketing Officer at Pinewood AI, where she leads the company's repositioning to focus on growth and revenue generation. Since joining in 2024, Kim has overseen global marketing strategies and customer-centric initiatives, playing a significant role in shaping the brand and expanding global markets. Kim was born in Colorado, but has also lived in Kansas, South Florida, Orange County, California, and London, which she moved to in 2019. Kim travels all the time for both business and pleasure, and has been around cars her entire life. Elena Vasciminno went from being a Fiat marketing grad to leading Leapmotor's UK launch in just a few years. She's also co-leading Women of Stellantis UK and has worked on some notable projects, including International Women's Day celebrations, their newsletter programme, and Gear Up stories. She recently led the team that created the first Leapmotor UK TV campaign, which was completed in just 11 working days. And she worked on the craziest showroom ever, where the team opened a pop-up showroom offering free bungee jumps to people. Outside of work, Elena enjoys cooking Italian food, spending time with her nonna, and reading. I love it. Welcome to you both. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
Okay, let's jump straight in. Kim, what plates have you been spinning? What balls have you been dropping this week?
Lots of plates have been spinning. So we have results coming up in next week, week after next. So that's taking up some time as a publicly traded company. I just landed back from IAA, so in Germany. Working on NADA, AM Live, VNB.
That's a lot of acronyms.
It's a lot of acronyms. Well, we're in automotive. We love an acronym, right? We just launched a new website. We are expanding in the North American market. We are expanding in the Middle East market. So a lot of expansion. There's a ton of stuff going on. So lots of plates spinning. I drop everything all the time. Mm-hmm. I just have a really good team around me that makes it look seamless and helps pick up stuff before I even know it's dropped. But it's, there's always something. You got to figure out what plate you keep spinning and what plate you kind of,
let go.
Yeah, exactly. Just let it drop. But yeah, aside from that, I think I drop birthdays pretty much all the time. I'm really bad about it. I drop friends' birthdays constantly. That's my biggest drop.
Okay,
so
noted.
I'm working. Yeah, please don't be offended. But it's a bad one. But yeah.
Okay. Elle, what about you?
Yeah, so it's been a crazy week. I don't think I have normal weeks, otherwise I get bored. But yeah, so I'm working on Q4 now. So we have quite a lot of marketing projects coming in. And in terms of, and this is pretty much what I've been doing from work-wise. In terms of my personal life, I've actually been spending a lot of time on the phone with my nonna because I was telling her what I was going to do today. And she had to approve it in a way. So yeah, she approved it. So Erin, well done. Like you're good for my nonna, so that's fine. But yeah, that's it. Other things, crazy as usual. Well, that's what my life is at the moment. So have
you got some good pasta recipes from your nonna? That's the important thing.
Yes, do you want any? But this is off the records because she doesn't really want to share with everybody.
Okay, once we've turned the mics off, we'll
definitely
get
some.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's have a quick look at Leapmotor then. I mean, sorry to miss out on the bungee jump, first of all.
That's all right, Erin.
That came through and I was like, that's not one for me. But that's for the fear of heights and not the fear of Leapmotor, which is just a phenomenal brand. I mean, you've said it yourself in your bio, 11 working days to turn around.
Yeah.
Talk to us about what it's been like to be in a brand from the very inception in the UK.
Yeah, so I mean, it's challenging and I love a good challenge. So I think that's my key word. But working for a new brand, of course, brings a lot of opportunities. And I think that with Leapmotor and with the launch of the new brand, you basically have a white piece of paper in front of you that you can fill with whatever you want to. And that's the beauty about working for this brand. Of course, it's fast, very fast, because you get, let's say, the Chinese part of it, which is all focused on delivering the result. And especially from a tech point of view, everything is super focused on, again, deliver new things. But at the same time, because we have the background of Stellantis, we have a great team of people who are experienced in the market. So in a way, Leapmotor is new to the market, but we are not new to this because we have the experience of a good network, we have the infrastructure and everything that comes as a good foundation for the brand. Other than that, of course, Leapmotor is a very young brand, I would say.
Actually, for those people who don't know anything about Leapmotor, and this is the first time they've heard about it, give us a very quick bullet point lineup of the models available now.
Yeah, of course. So we currently have 2 models available in the UK, the T03, which is an A segment car, so it's a very small car, and the C10, which is a D SUV segment car. So they are like, at the extreme of the segments, if you want. And we are currently working on the launch of the B10, which is coming now, and we're super excited about that. And that's a C-SUV segment car. So Leapmotor is super new in the industry, but again, we're not new to this. We know what we're talking about. We know what we're doing. So
and part of Stellantis, and for those who've never heard of Stellantis owns brands like Citroën,
Vauxhall, Citroën, Peugeot, Fiat, Jeep, all of them. Yeah.
Any brand you care to mention, really. Okay, thank you very much. Kim, first of all, I have to say, is this right that you were crowned an Automotive News Europe Rising Star?
I was.
I mean, that is that's a serious title. That is a title that I have signed up to their daily and weekly feeds coming in, because they have a really good, don't they, kind of overview of what's going on in the industry in Europe. They're the first to know, it seems to me, about everything from CEOs resigning to annual results or whatever. That's great, so that's a proper serious accolade. What led to that? Was it in your previous role? Was it?
Sure. And I echo you with the Automotive News and Automotive News Europe. I was actually just with them on Monday night for their Eurostars dinner. So they do such an impressive job of bringing just these amazing people throughout the industry together and recognizing them. So yeah, it's an award I'm really, really proud of. It was for when I was with Pendragon, so when I was their CMO and CCO over there. I think what led to it probably started back years and years ago, probably before I even joined the automotive industry, honestly. It was, just what can I do to get involved, and how can I be better about things? And I had great mentors and great sponsors that threw me into things and let me try things and encouraged me to fail. And so I think, that over time, that confidence over time led to me being able to accelerate my career and do things that other people maybe wouldn't do, like move halfway across the world to come work in London.
I suddenly thought while you were speaking, I should have renamed this episode today, which is basically, here are 2 wonderful women working in really good jobs in automotive in the UK, but neither of you was born in the UK, and there's a whole other thing there for women who feel like traveling and moving around. Anyway, maybe we'll come back to that. Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so I think it spans. It's not one thing that gets done, and it's not one thing, at least in my experience, has been done. Recently it's a bunch of stuff that added up over time, and the things that you never think about that you just do, and the things that nobody else will do, that nobody sees you doing, that they just add up and eventually gets you to where you want to be.
Gets you some
and
recognition.
Sometimes it gets you a really amazing award.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm really honored by that one. I keep it up in my office. I'm not a huge award person, but that's a very special one to me.
Yeah, you should be, for sure. So talk to us about Pinewood, and what's that all about, people that have never heard of it?
Sure. Well, we help our partners generate revenue, drive growth, and make more money at the end of the day.
Your partners being?
OEMs and retailers. So we're an automotive retail platform. So what we do is we have full ecosystem, cloud-based ecosystem that you operate in. We have a DMS at our core, but we're so much more than that. So we work with customer intelligence, service intelligence, sales intelligence, all these things to really help our retailers make the most out of every single pound or penny that they can. We help our OEM partners make sure that they interact with their retailers as best as possible. And then we take a look at how we can help retailers and OEMs see the customer journey, understand the customer life cycle, and really make automotive retail equal to what a lot of other retail experiences are for the customer. And it's something that we haven't done a great job in automotive retail globally. And it's a place where we can really unlock opportunities for everybody.
That's really interesting, isn't it? Because if we look at the consumer experience of automotive retail throughout the decades, it has entirely, until about, a decade ago, entirely depended on bricks and mortar, physical retail experience, walking into a showroom, talking to a sales guy, that customer relationship being established face-to-face, test drives, negotiations, purchase. So are you kind of saying that what Pinewood is doing, and I suppose others in the same circle, is trying to enhance, take care of that customer relationship digitally?
So yes and no. So with us, because we're one ecosystem, we're one platform, so we're one base code that's deployed throughout the world. So that puts us very different to most people that operate in our environment. So a lot of people are API'd in. It's old tech from, frankly, the 80s. It's just stacked on top, and you need third parties to basically be fused together in order to help a retailer sell a vehicle, go through that process that everybody's familiar with. Ours is built, like I said, on one base code, and it's on one platform, and it's been cloud native since 2012. And so ours is a very different proposition. So because it's not fused together, you don't have those weak points in our system. So you can see that data flow through the entirety of the journey. So it does help focus on the customer experience, but it also helps focus on the employee experience. And it helps focus on where you, from like an enterprise view, you can look down and see where you can maximize profitability, where you're losing time, where you're losing money, and understanding really how you can benefit the employee as well as the end user. So I call us a B2B2C, essentially,
right?
Because we hit everything. And then with our AI company that we own, which is based in Dubai, it's an automotive specific AI company. Our platform's underpinned by our AI. So as opposed to just being fused in, we are actually AI integrated into our platform. So it creates a very different experience that really there's nobody on the market anywhere globally that is set up the same way as we are. So it's a really, really interesting and exciting space to be in right now.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think about listening to all that? Because you are pretty much solely B2C.
Yes.
Everything that you do.
I mean, pretty much what I do is B2C. Of course, then we look at all the channels, but pretty much my job is focused on B2C because I do marketing for, let's say, private customer mainly. I think from my perspective, I mean, all you said is fantastic. And of course, honestly, I didn't really know that this reality did exist. And it's always good for me to know more things and what's happening in the market from that perspective. From my point of view, I mean, marketing is made of different things, creativity, but also the human side of things.
Yes, actually, I was going to say, what is marketing made up of? What is marketing
What is it made up? Yeah, what's the recipe? Yes, to me, it's, first of all, I mean, I'm the head of marketing, but I hate job titles and I work with my heart mainly. So maybe I'm the heart of marketing, if you want. But yeah, so it's made about creativity and, of course, the human side of things. I think, of course, AI is basically, is it the Industrial Revolution 4.0 in a way? We need to consider AI as a tool and as a facilitator to, of course, make some processes easier. And that's fantastic. But I think in the situation in which we are now, from an OEM perspective, where we have a lot of new entrants, a lot of new brands, I think what will make the difference from, again, this is my point of view, is how we pitch those brands to people and how those people perceive the brands and the story that we create behind them. And this is what I'm trying to do with Leapmotor, and this is what the brand is actually looking for in the UK, is to create a story and to have this, again, why page with what we want the brand to be and what we want the brand to be in 5 and 10 years, if you want. It's
interesting, isn't it? Because how does that, I suppose I'm asking, what Chinese input is there into Leapmotor in the UK, and to what degree does China step back and let Stellantis' European operations and UK operations run? Because I'm thinking marketing, the human, emotional, empathetic side of marketing, the language, the tone of voice, how you speak to the customers, can very easily be lost in translation if you're not left to just get on with it entirely independently in that market?
Yeah. So I think this is absolutely the beauty about working for Leapmotor, because you get to have a certain level of freedom, and you can shape the strategy of the brand even from, let's say, a broader perspective. So all the activities that we do in the UK are made for the UK, done in the UK. And this is what I love the most about, again, Leapmotor. At the same time, you've got, again, it's a win-win situation because you've got the production and the tech that the Chinese side of things can offer, but you have Stellantis, which brings, again, expertise and the people. And the people are, for me, the foundation of every brand, probably. And we are lucky because we've had a fantastic team of people who wanted to launch the brand in the right way. But at the same time, as I said, we are a bunch of young people who are trying to make this right. Like, we did a bungee jump. I mean, honestly, this is a once in a lifetime thing.
I'm not promoting Pinewood AI with bungee jumping. So I think it's really exciting, but it's just probably.
I'm just trying to think about what health and safety boxes you had to tick to get that through compliant.
A lot.
They sent them away. Health and safety went away that week.
There was no bungee jump.
What are you talking about?
What was that?
Plausible deniability.
But yeah.
As part of, I've just worked that out. Was that part of the whole leap, like Leapmotor, leap, take a leap of
take the
faith
leap.
and all that thing?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I get there in the end.
Well done.
From a distance, safely on the ground.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Oh my goodness, it's already time for podcast pit stop. So it's time for our quick fire round where we get to know a little bit more about you. Let's start with Kim.
All right.
Let's think. Generative or embodied AI?
Generative.
Elon Musk or Alex Kendall?
I guess Alex Kendall.
On a similar vein, Madonna or Whitney Houston?
Madonna. I love me some Madonna.
California or Kent?
California. Sorry, Kent.
Pessimist, optimist or pragmatist?
Pragmatist.
Coffee or tea?
Ooh, coffee.
Yes, you've literally just downed one, haven't you, on your way in?
But I do like tea, let me be very clear.
Okay. Elena, here we go. Italy or the UK?
Italy at heart, UK with the head, but also with the heart because I do everything.
Let's hope
without.
your non-is not listening.
Can I say both?
Okay, go on.
Good,
Well, you just
thank
did. PCP or leasing?
Ooh, PCP.
Advertising or events?
Advertising.
Milan or Rome?
Rome.
Clothes or shoes?
Ooh, clothes.
Salad or sandwich?
Sandwich. Is it an UK sandwich or an Italian sandwich?
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, okay. No, UK.
Oh,
salad.
Maybe salad. Oh, ouch.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Plug-in hybrid or pure electric?
Pure electric.
Okay, there we go. Let's go back into
I can't believe I got the Elon Musk question. I mean, there's no way I can answer him.
I know, right? Well, yeah, it had to be done. Pendragon, you were there. That's very much, I think of Pendragon, I think of bricks and mortar.
Yeah.
I saw some fascinating slides a couple of months ago, back in the early 2020s, all the major consulting groups, Deloitte, Ernst & Young, everyone was saying within 5 years, bricks and mortar retailers will be dead. Yeah. The whole thing will be online. Then everyone was, it's omni-channel, it's a mixture of the two. And then kind of the word omni-channel has come by the by because we've just seemed to have reached a consensus. Where are you on the whole thing?
Well, it's really interesting. So when I was with Pendragon, we were relaunching Car Store, and my CEO, Bill Berman, very much wanted it to be online only. And so, we did some research. I was like, let me do some research. I'll come back. And full credit to him because I came back and I was like, no, this is not what we're hearing. And to the people that you just referenced, the huge consultancies were very much online only. I was like, what we're hearing from our research is they want the mixture, right? And so he put a lot of faith in me and was like, all right, I trust you. And so we went for a hybrid approach, is what we called it, and it worked very well. Now we were able to do it because we had Pinewood. We owned Pinewood, right? They were owned by Pendragon, so we had Pinewood that could facilitate a lot of the stuff that a lot of our competitors in the retail space couldn't do. So with that, we did follow-up follow-up focus groups on what do you want? What about the hybrid environment do you want? And it was the basic stuff. I want my experience online to be picked up in the store. I want when I fill out a credit application for them to actually know it and they can use it when they get to the store. I don't want to be stuck there for hours. I want to go see the car, drive it, maybe take a peek around, ask some questions, buy the car, and either drive away with it then, have it delivered to my house, or something of that magnitude, right? But just make it a really enjoyable, seamless experience. So we were able to facilitate that with Pinewood. They were the first ones to get a fully transactional website live in the UK. Fully transactional, nobody behind the scenes. Absolutely full finance, everything. It was really impressive what the team did. It was before I was fully there, but really impressive what they did. So that leads me up to, I think that it will always be some sort of hybrid environment where we want an ease of operating. I don't think we can sit here and say bricks and mortar are gone forever. I don't think that's the case. I don't know that the superstores are going to be what people that are going to be buying in the next couple of generations are going to want. But I think that when you're spending that much money, you still want the belief that it's real. People still, scamming happens a lot. And so you want to believe that what you're purchasing is there. They want to see it, especially if they're switching models or it's a new model or something like that, and test drive, and just have that interpersonal communication with somebody who's an expert or seems to be an expert. They're much more, the people that go in now and will continue to go in are much more informed because of all the resources we have at our fingertips. But they still want that two-way conversation and reassurance. And there's also something, you feel good. Like that's why people go to stores, any type of store. You walk in and you can buy it online. I can buy this online or I can buy it in the store, but I feel good. They tell me I look nice, that it's a great fit for me. It's, all that stuff. You leave with this sense of euphoria. And buying a car is a motive. Nobody needs a Porsche, but you want one, and you want to go in and you want that whole experience, because it should be a different experience than buying an entry-level car.
Well, I think it when we were looking at the data on what consumers wanted and the way they wanted to interact with the retail experience by gender, we had all assumed women will want to go for online, 100% online, because they're the ones that have this really negative experience around going into a dealership, or say they do. But they don't, because they don't trust the 100% online process either. And at the end of the day, as you say, everyone wants to come in, smell the car, touch the car, take the car out, sit and stroke the foot mats, whatever it is. It doesn't matter, right?
If you're buying your sixth of the same exact car, most people don't. But if you are, then fine, maybe, and you always buy it from, I don't know, Bruce, then maybe it's fine to do it online, just have it delivered. But that's a very, very small portion of people. And I think when this is a few years ago now, but I think it was like 12% of conversions fully happened online at most. And that was, people were scaling back, and it was consistently falling. I don't know what it is now, but I think you just have to meet customers where they are in anything, whether it's sales, marketing, servicing, whatever it is. You've got to meet customers in their journey where they are and speak the language that they want to be spoken, that they want to speak to.
Yeah. What's your take, Elle, on marketing, digital marketing versus experiential marketing, and an online campaign versus a big billboard versus an event where people can go and touch the car?
Yeah, I think, marketing for me is an experience, is a 360-degree experience. So you need to be present in all those channels, and of course in different ways. And as you said, you need to meet the customer at the point of where they are and speak to them. And of course, not all the customers are the same, right? So you need to kind of find a way for each of them. Of course, it's not that you can find like 3,000 different ways, but you need to find a balance. From my perspective, of course, buying a car, again, it's one of those key moments in life that people will always remember. So I think that will always be a part of going there, and then the whole handover process is a thing. So I will always be pushing hard to make it a special moment. But we are a digital first brand. We do most of our advertising on digital. And that works because I am talking to another generation. I'm probably talking to the younger generation who maybe they're not driving today, but they will be driving in 5 years. So I want them to remember Leapmotor because it was the brand who was able to talk to them.
So there's a big brand awareness job there to be done digitally for the younger generation.
100%. And I think that's key. It's for young drivers, but it's also for parents who want their kids to be aware of the environment and the issues that we have. And of course, it's all about growing up with an awareness and a feeling of being part of the change, and actually you can make things happen.
Though you're talking about digital marketing as opposed to physical marketing, like, I don't know, putting on a bungee jump, for example, isn't there a worry that digital marketing could die a death because of AI, and actually the only safe future in marketing would be physical?
I don't think so. Because I think, as I said, ideas and AI needs always an input. So someone who has the input needs to be there. So I think it won't die because you always need people who are there to make the brand work. So digital marketing will stay because it has to stay because we are in a digitally oriented environment. But at the same time, again, you will always need that level of experience and the whole. I mean, I know I say advertising over events, but what I'm trying to say is that the whole moment and it will be key from the customer journey perspective, and it will be always kept. That's what I like to believe. Also, I'm quite young in the industry, so probably this won't happen, but this is what I like to believe. And this is what I'm working on, at least. So
okay. Now, you and I first met at a Women in Stellantis event. And I'm interested in your thoughts around, there's pushback and counter pushback in the industry around, let's talk about women, let's not talk about women, we're gender neutral, why should gender be an issue? Well, it should be an issue because we're so under-indexed and so underrepresented that until we get to a balance, we need to push women. No, and it goes backwards and forwards. And I think, you've been challenged, rightfully, we should all be challenged around that thinking by people in Stellantis, maybe and outside, just questioning, not challenging you to say you're wrong, but questioning the thought process behind women's networks like Women of Stellantis, or thinking about marketing differently to women and so on. I mean, what is your take on women in automotive in those conversations?
Yeah. So we've met at that event, and I'm now co-leading Women of Stellantis in the UK.
Must be quite a big network.
Yes, it's actually more than 100 people, but it's of all the things that, let's say, the different organizations that we have within Stellantis, so the plants, SFS, leases. So it's about everybody in Stellantis, not just the NSC per se. I've been challenged about the activities that I'm doing, but I love a good challenge, and I am glad that actually I've been challenged because, of course, like when I speak to the audience and when I speak about women in the automotive, I, of course, try to, ask everybody as to why we are talking about this, because, of course, like if you talk about something, then eventually it becomes something bigger. But what if you don't talk about it at all? Then you just leave the problem in the corner and you don't address the elephant in the room if you want. So, of course, I mean, you've told all of us that women represent the 50% of the workforce in the UK, but just less than 20% are represented in the automotive industry. And that's a gap. And I want people to feel responsible about this gap. And I want people to know that there's actually a situation. And I want people to think about ways as to how we fill this gap and how we can move forward, because otherwise nothing will change. So this is what I am trying to do, and this is my key takeaway. Then, of course, when I'm challenged, and it did happen, and again, I'm glad, I'm like, okay, maybe the message that I'm trying to deliver doesn't hit everybody in the same way. So if it hits like 90% of people in the good way and in the way in which I want to deliver the message, what happens with the other 10% of people? So that made me rethink about how I pitch things, how the strategy works, how I can actually, make this message clear to everybody. And if I'm able to convert that 10% of people, then I think we are, let's say, on the right way, on the right route. And of course, I want to improve this little corner of the world. Again, I'm trying to do my best. But yeah, so this is mainly my key takeaway and how I've responded to the challenges which I've been exposed to.
What do you think, Kim? What do you think about the whole topic about women in automotive?
So I'm a big champion of women in automotive. The topic annoys me. And it annoys me, not at all because of anything. You said you're right. It annoys me that we still have to talk about it. And
Right.
it will always annoy me that we have to talk about it. But I agree with you. We do have to talk about it because we are underrepresented, and not just automotive. And, I came from sports, professional sports before automotive, also underrepresented there. So it's all I've known in my career. But it's a huge problem. So the focus as to how we get more women to want to join, and to feel comfortable to join the automotive sector, and then stay and rise up, and really taking a look at what's keeping them from joining in the first place, and then why the women that do join don't come back after they go on maternity leave a lot of the time, or decide that they are only going to take a certain level of job and maybe don't feel comfortable enough but putting themselves forward for that next level. What can we do as women in the industry and as men in the industry, because that's really who needs to be on side, to help women not just feel more comfortable but make sure that their voices are heard, make sure that you have a strong female who wants to be there sitting at the table and whose voice is just as equal to the man sitting next to her. And it's not, one there is not enough. Just because you have one or two women at the table doesn't mean you've checked the box. Great, we're done here. Equal opportunity? Absolutely not. Where is the pipeline of future women leaders behind, and how can we get them to want to look at the position that you're in, or look at the position I'm in, or the L's in, and say, I want that position. How can I get that?
Yeah. I was thinking about it driving along the other day, getting cross again, because I was thinking about the kind of snidey, slightly sneering pushback I get all the time is around what we talk about jobs and trying to bring people in and recruitment, and how can we target women. And the pushback I get most is from brands or hiring teams saying, it shouldn't be about that, Erin. We just want the best person for the job, as if I don't want the best person for the job. I just want to fill it with some woman, and it doesn't matter who that woman is.
Yes, and. So yes, you want the best person for the job, and we need to make sure that all the qualified people are applying for the job. Because if the woman is the best person, but she's not applying for the job, then you're not getting the best person. Yeah. So that's a real easy scapegoat. Yeah. And you look at and that doesn't just go for gender. That goes for any underrepresented person. Yeah. Period. So if they're not applying, you're not getting the best person. So it's an easy cop out to me. It gets me fired up. Yeah,
it gets me fired up as well. God, you should not have been in the car with me when I was thinking about that. Okay, my goodness, we are coming to the end already. So it's time for life lessons. What life lesson? I mean, you are barely into how old are you?
29.
Okay, I was just thinking barely into your 30s. But give us a life lesson.
Life lesson. So I got two. The first one is if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Which has always worked with me. Since the start of my career, but in general in life. And then the second one is small tweaks lead to big changes. And this is especially valid because, of course, like my family lives in Italy. I'm basically here by myself. So when I make a small action to have an impact in your life, it actually makes a big impact, as in I don't know, sending flowers for the birthday or calling or sending a message. Birthday. So this is, I
need her.
Yes, you need her, Kim. Birthday cards, did you hear that?
Yes. But I think for me, it's even more important just because I don't really get to spend time in person with them. And at work, oh my God, that has made, it was a game changing for me when I learned that small tweaks were leading to big changes. That was just like, oh my God. Yeah.
I'd add to that, always make a note of the small tweaks, because then when your boss comes saying, my God, why haven't we moved the dial in 6 months up here? You can go, well, because to get up there, look at all the small things I've done that go unrecorded and unsung.
And and this is how I think also I got to grow and I got to get the job that I have today. So 100%, that's my life lesson and work lesson.
Thank you, Kim.
No, thank you.
Mine is get up. Like, you're gonna get knocked down. There's always somebody that's gonna knock you down. There's always somebody that wants to see you fail. Get up. Dust yourself off and get up.
I thought, you can tell I've got teenage sons because I was like, yeah, get up.
Yeah.
I literally never get up. But I hear you.
But yeah, that's it. I mean,
Get knocked down,
yeah,
get up and
and
go
you're
again.
gonna get knocked down. And if you haven't yet, you're gonna, and then you're gonna get knocked down again and again and again. And pretty soon, you're not laying on the floor. If you get up, they're not gonna knock you down eventually.
Damn right. Thank you very much. Wonderful to have you both in today. Thank you.
Thank you, Erin.
Please do like, subscribe, follow us wherever you get your podcasts.